Hi everybody, this is Ken Renner, real estate expert in the Austin area and guest expert on HGTV's #1 show, House Hunters. I just wanted to get answer some questions to a lot of my clients that have been asking about the Apple building that's going in, the Apple facility, the $1 billion Apple campus, and how that's going to affect values. And should I be investing close to the campus now, or maybe in some outlying areas that are near to the campus as far as driving time, but maybe have a better return? A potential return, and current price points being lower. So, but we have a lot of people, obviously, just knowing that especially from Northern California, that know that when a big Apple facility comes in, that the values around the properties, especially in California, go up substantially over that. And of course, there's a different dynamic between Texas real estate and California real estate. But it certainly doesn't hurt that you have another 5,000 to 10,000 employees coming in to be right in your backyard, so to speak. High-paid employees, for that matter. Just so I'm going to give you a little heads up here. We're going to do a comparison between rents and sales prices, and see just to kind of just give you the heads up, and you decide whether you want to play an appreciation play or think about more of an appreciation plus cash flow play. So the new Apple facility is right here. This is where the red dot is. In fact, it's this tract right here, this whole tract, 133 acres, of which 50 or so acres are going to be set aside. McNeil High School is right here. It's where my daughter and son went to high school. And so this red dot's kind of our epicenter, and I went to a 5-mile radius around that, just kind of to show what the rents are. And we're going to look in that a little bit, but I want to talk about this area here. This is where the current Apple facility is. All these buildings are the current Apple facility, and then there's a whole bunch of other high-tech businesses nearby, eBay, Polycom, PayPal, and so all within a short distance of this campus right here. So taking a look, this up here is the Robinson Ranch, so it's owned by one family, and they're not looking at selling, and they did sell this chunk of land to Apple, and they do every once in a while, but they've got a huge plot of land in North Austin. They're not interested in developing. So looking at these areas here near the campus, these homes were built in the 80s and 90s. In fact, I was involved in selling these back in the early mid-90s, because that's when I moved here and started selling real estate. So I know this area backwards and forwards, and it's always been a great area. But we've seen some really good price increases, but our rents have not kept up. So taking a look at this particular Millwood area, this is Millwood was bought by D.R. Horton back in the 90s, and so these are mostly built by D.R. Horton. So typical 1,600 square foot or 1,300 square foot house, 1,600 month rent. That's great. That's available now, but I'm going to move up closer to the facility right here and kind of look at these homes here. This is an example of a fixed up house near the Apple facility, and it's been updated. So this house is worth about $350 to $375 right now. They did a lot of renovation. They didn't do a high-end job on it, but they did enough. They did the kitchen, all the fixtures and everything. They left the popcorn ceiling, which they should have taken out. But it's still what we look for is how's the property been renovated if it was built in the 80s and 90s. So this one has. I definitely would have taken the popcorn, or that'll be the next thing that goes. But it's expensive. It costs $2,000-3,000 to take down that popcorn. But the rest of the house looks in pretty good shape. Would be a good rental. It's got the updated, so just kind of give you an idea, because the reason why I'm showing you this one is that this is the difference between a fixed up house and one down the street that's not fixed up. So let's go back. This one's being offered for $1,750. Same size house, but not been fixed up. And kind of in pretty rough, all original, builder original from the 80s or whenever it was built, 1985. So it hasn't been. So this requires a full renovation. So this house would probably sell in this area right now, probably around the 300 price range. The rent's only $1,750. That doesn't pencil very well. So I'll pop over here and I'll show you why. We're going back in this Millwood area. Take an example of the same. Yeah, there you go. Same house. In fact, this same floor plan is the one that was fixed up. $350. Let's see if this has been fixed up. Okay, new flooring. That's wood flooring. Kind of dated color what we see now, but it's still in good shape, looks like. So yeah, updated kitchen. Now these are kind of cheesy granite countertops. They're not really real. They're granite tiles that they grouted in there. So that's, I wouldn't even count that as an upgrade. New carpet. Okay, so this is your 350 house, same house. So that proves my point. The 2,200 square foot house rents for 2,200 fixed up and sells for 350. And when you're putting 20 or 25% down, it's going to be a break even at best after expenses. And what's the upside on the price point, or is it over the next few years, how long you plan on holding it? So that's a typical example of being right in the epicenter of the Apple facility, and seeing that the other possibilities that we've been offering had a better rent to value ratio by far, and also a just probably similar amount of appreciation. There might be an extra bump because of Apple in this area, but we look for areas that are close by. Leander, we can get homes starting in the low 200s for rents that are going to be $1,550 to $1,700. You've got Georgetown, some areas down in here, beautiful a town, and you can get in there for under $220 for brand new construction. We don't ignore my own hometown here of Round Rock and all this area. There's just not a whole lot of cash flow properties here. So once again, you'll be playing an appreciation play in this area. And you can see my other videos where we're talking about more of where we're really hitting the sweet spot as far as both price and appreciation and age of home. That's another thing in this area. All the homes, if they haven't been renovated or updated, they will have to be sometime along the line to get the best rent, to get that extra couple, $300-400 rent. You need to have them fixed up. The fix up on something like that, just a typical remodel, paint, carpet, fixtures, if you did the whole thing right, would probably be around $25,000 to $30,000. If you went bare bones on the renovation, paint, carpet, and all that kind of stuff, and didn't replace a whole bunch of the countertops and things like that, then you'd probably get away with $5,000-6,000. So. And some of them will come rent ready or prepared ready. So it's just each property is different. And so take a look at the rest of my videos, and you'll also see what we've been looking at as a focus. But I wanted to address this because there's so many people asking me what's going to happen here. And this is where I've lived for 25 years selling real estate, and I know this area. So anyways, give me a call, 512-423-5626, or you can email me at Kenn, Kenn, @buyaustin.com, and we'll get started. Thanks a lot.